Ground Zero. Since it's been released to all players above level 21, I thought it was well worthwhile doing a bit of a loot guide for the map, because honestly, I think it's a bit of an underrated loot map, to be honest. So let's check it out. So, I spawned in the Terror Group building. Now, if you go and grab the key for one of the offices, you don't necessarily need it. You can climb out of one of the balcony windows and get it. Possibly well worth grabbing it to get into one of the office rooms, which has got an awful lot of PCs, filing cabinets. There's also a fair few dead bodies around in the ground floor of the Terror Group's building, so it's well worth checking those for loot as well. And there are a couple of the pink suitcases that you can loot, which will also spawn. So, going into the locked room first, you've got 3 PCs, 4 filing cabinets, and you've got a load of loose loot spawns on the desks. And in the next room, you have got med spawns, you've got a filing cabinet, and you've got 3 PCs. And obviously, you've also got the loose loot spawns on the desk as well, so well worth looking out for those. Moving on to Empire Building. And obviously, forgetting how to get up the stairs, because I am a moron. Head up the stairs. Jumping over the barbed wire. And you have also got, in the room where you need to find the machine gun nest, you have got a med crate that can spawn, you've got 2 filing cabinets, tech crate spawn, duffel bags, loose loot, weapon boxes, and 3 PCs. All in that one room, so it's well worth checking out there. Next building we're going to look at is the little Marin building, which has got a dead scav, some toolboxes. It's not a huge amount, but it's well worth kind of checking it out as you go through. And upstairs, you can get some spawns on that couch and some ammo spawns in that open crate there. Moving on to the Capital Insight building. Now, you need to go into this building again for a quest to find the grenade launcher, the AGS nest. But in the conference room, which is on the floor below that, there are loads of tech and gold spawns. Obviously, when I did this raid offline, and none of them spawned for me, but make sure you're checking all of those couches and all over that desk for those spawns. Then moving on upstairs, you have got, in the room with the AGS, you have got 6 PCs and 1 filing cabinet. And in the little cafeteria, you have got food spawns all through there. So it's well worth checking. Moving on to the Fusion building. There's not a whole lot in here. You can get some duffel bags spawning in these shops, and obviously you've got the dead scav there as well. So it's well worth checking in kind of these windows if it is a little bit more of a quiet raid. But also down below in the little offices here, you have got loose loot spawns, some PCs and some filing cabinets. So again, well worth checking these out. Moving through into the restaurant, which is just next door, you can get food spawns. Obviously, it's a restaurant, but you can also get like a ration supply box that can spawn in here. Duffel bags, the occasional duffel bag, and there is some weapons boxes that you can also loot. Moving on to the Oasis building. There's not a huge amount of stuff in here. You have got this dead scav, and then as you go upstairs, you do get some loose loot, but there isn't really too much upstairs in this building to be looting. It has got some quite decent like sighting angles though, if you are looking to do shooterborn or kind of get a bit of an overview of what's going on outside this building as well. Now, the utility key room. This is the only key on the map that I would suggest getting. Located just as you head down the ramp to get underground. There's this little room here. Now, this room can spawn with toolboxes in. It can spawn with weapons boxes. And it can spawn with grenades boxes. Now, these do vary because this is dynamic loot. You can get stuff spawning on that table. But I found 4 or 5 toolboxes in there. A couple of lootable weapon boxes, some grenade boxes. It just depends on what spawns in there at the time. But the key is only between 5 and 10,000 rubles, so it's well worth picking up. Now, underground, there are an awful lot of the lower entrances into the buildings that are on the level above, and a lot of those have got toolboxes, kind of maintenance rooms. And again, with the dynamic loot, some of them don't always spawn, but it is well worth checking out. Down here and right down at the end here, you've got this Connex container, bottom end of a articulated lorry situation, which has got a dead scav in, and it can spawn a duffel bag as well. So yeah, well worth checking out down here, because a lot of stuff can spawn down here, but it's not always guaranteed. But next one, Tar Towers. This is right down towards the flare extract. You have got a PC in here, and you can get some loose loot spawning in here. So, I mean, if you are on your way to extract, it's potentially worth checking this out. But there's really not too much in this room at all. ASAP Winery, okay, is going to be fairly hotly contested, especially at the start of Wipe, when people are trying to find that bloody wine bottle. But you do get loose food spawns in this area as well. And then lastly, Emom. You get loads of med spawns and quite a few dead bodies. You can get a med bag in here. Loose loot spawns on these tables as well for meds. So well worth checking that out. All right. I do hope you found that video useful. Thank you very much for making it to the end if you have stuck around. I do stream on Twitch 3 days a week, so do come and hang out. Let us know what you think of the video. Check out the rest of my YouTube and my socials for any other guides, content. The ADHD Fever Dream, which is my YouTube channel. If you're into watching my 65-year-old mother reacting to music content, then that's there. Modeling, loads of stuff. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.